Check out some more. This was actually pretty interesting. So you say to yourself, 22 feet, 6,000 pounds, go $3,000, going 1,455 miles. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike back with an Entre Short for Entrepreneur. Today we're gonna be, going over what the load board looks like live on a week-to-week basis. This is just something I want to do that's new. Like, put you in the mind of an owner operator. Right now it's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. It gives you an idea of what the load board is going to look like, how loads pop up, how quick you need to react to them. Now, of course, I'm not going to be booking loads at this current point. I just want to give you guys an example of what the load board looks like. So here are some cool things about it. First, let me let you guys know what I got, plugged in at the top. So we got Atlanta, Georgia as the origin. So this is where you pick up the load. 150-mile deadhead radius. So I'm currently basically placing myself in Atlanta, and with deadhead origin being at 150 miles, I'm saying I don't want a deadhead or travel to pick up a load within a 150-mile radius, right? Destination would be if I wanted a certain place to go. So I could put like Columbus, Ohio. Say if I wanted to go within a 300-mile radius of that, I could update the search, and boom, it would give me loads that were coming from Atlanta within 150 miles, going to Columbus within 300 miles. I say, honestly, this load works out perfect for that. I mean, great rate, decent company. You will have to be in business about 90 days, maybe even 6 months for fifth wheel freight now. But we're going to keep it pretty broad and open for this video, just so you guys, my new guys, can get an idea of what it's like to book a load. So for equipment type, this video is for flatbed hot shots. For my box trucks, much doesn't change. Cargo van, not really much changes, but I am going to get videos out for you guys too. So, I haven't done anything for my hot shot guys in a while. This is what I'm doing. All right, we're going to put it for a 40-foot hot shot, 10,000 pounds. And the date range I got is picking up today and tomorrow, or today or tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, this is what it looks like live so far. So how I got it adjusted right now, just because it's pretty cool. They didn't have this back when I was running, was a rate per mile tab, right? So you could pick a tab to kind of look for the highest rate per miles and just call on these loads. To show you guys a little bit more information on this load, right? So we got something that's this is why it's paying so well. It's 10.5 feet wide, 10.5 feet high. So it's gonna require permits. I would honestly say at $2.38 a mile, that's not even worth it. I mean, this load is easily worth $4, maybe even $5 a mile with those dimensions. Probably more than that, honestly. What's the weight? 5,000 pounds though is pretty light, but you want minimum probably $4 to $5 a mile for that load. Check out some more. This was actually pretty interesting. So you say to yourself, 22 feet, 6,000 pounds, go $3,000, going 1,455 miles. Not too bad. Only 45 miles of deadhead for somebody in Atlanta, so that's right at $2 a mile. Pretty much a standard for non-CDL hotshot or CDL hotshot at this point. For a dedicated load. The only problem is let's go and look at what the freight looks like in Los Lunas, New Mexico. All right, so I can replace this with Los Lunas, New Mexico, and let's search what freight looks like there. Oh, okay. Now we're doing something. Now we get to teach a little bit on why every load isn't equal. Right, if I put up that search tab for Indiana, if you take that wide load, it's gonna be way more freight available than these few. I mean, you would have to argue there's a decent amount of people. Maybe New Mexico really just isn't a busy place for freight, and as you can see, most of it is coming from Albuquerque, and anywhere close to that it's gonna be El Paso, maybe Santa Teresa. So just keep this in mind when you book that high paying load. If it's only paying $2 a mile and you got a deadhead, let's say 500 miles, 600 miles back to Dallas, is that load really worth it, right? But I do want to check some other, we can call them hot zones. Start with Columbus, Ohio. It's somewhere I love to go pretty often. Good vibes, good people, good food, decent place. This is where we are. 65 results within 150-mile radius, 125 similar results. So, probably a little bit outside of that. Midwest is pretty notorious for freight, no matter what type of market you're in. So just keep that in mind. I still got it adjusted based on rate per mile. Virginia is not the best market for hotshot in general. So, Maryland may be a little bit better. You got a lot of containers coming out of there. But even then, you kind of want to stay away from those loads if you can. I would not take this load to Connecticut, and just kind of peep that trend. Any loads that's kind of going to a place paying the highest rate per mile, Maine, Connecticut, and Virginia aren't really places you want to put yourself for freight if you don't have any direct contacts. Let me just say that. And I also want to give you guys more of an idea of the comments. So check this out. So it picks up anytime today from 10 a.m. to, is that 4 p.m.? Yeah. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. First come, first serve. Just meaning, if you come there and it's 5 people there, there's no order. It's just whoever got there first. So if you had a strict appointment and it was 10 trucks there and they still need to load you at 2, chances are you might still get loaded at the right time. 40 foot, 9,000 pounds. This is, pretty much a standard for, probably maxing you out for a non-CDL hotshot. So keep that in mind too. It's going to be pretty heavy on your trailer axles. So email me your MC and your truck location. So, more than likely this broker is probably going to require some type of, tracking for the load too. One thing I want you guys to notice too is the credit score. So credit score is 97. That's pretty good. If they factor with OTR Solutions, that's a good sign. OTR is one of the biggest factoring companies. Me personally, I went with RTS. They're probably the second biggest. So either way, pretty reputable factoring companies. And if they're taking them, you're good. All right. Let's check out another one. Let's check out this one going from Fairfield, Ohio to Lebanon, Tennessee. 40 feet, 10,000 pounds, tarps and dunnage required. Mike, what's dunnage? Dunnage is basically 4x4, 8 feet, 4x4, things you put under the load so that you can have a forklift come back under it. Because not every piece of freight that goes on a flatbed isn't palletized. So in order to keep it elevated off of the trailer, you'll need dunnage to go up under the freight, right? This is something that I wouldn't mind taking. I probably want it for about $750, $800, just for my deadhead. But living on Tennessee, you probably can find something. Let's go to another hot spot. Let's go to Chicago, man. You come here, you getting good money for sure. Let's check it out. Boom! Look at that. $3.44 a mile. All right. Okay, it's pretty decent. Going from Chicago to Louisville. I like Louisville market. We got 40 foot open side container. Oh, and as I'm like scrolling through some of these loads, you will see a lot of the same brokers. Like check out King of Freight, man. They got a King of Freight and Fifth Wheel Freight, ATS Logistics. They got a lot of freight in the Midwest. As I'm scrolling through, Axle Logistics. That's a pretty big one. But I don't want this video to be too long. Let's go out to the West Coast. I don't know let's go to Chino, California. Random spot like Chino, California. Shout out to Jabril, man. 38 results, not too bad for a hotshot, I guess. Yeah. This is paying pretty decent to go to Nevada. If you guys want to learn something from how I would be looking at it, I wouldn't necessarily go to the rate per mile tab. So every load that's posted with a rate doesn't mean that's the highest rate per mile on the load board, right? How I like to look at things are based on the age. So age is important because you get to see what's getting posted when, right? So all these loads right here just got posted ASAP. And some have a rate, some don't. You just kind of got to be careful on what you're willing to take, because these are the loads that's going to pay the best overall, but they're going to be going like this. So if you're calling knowing that you kind of have the pressure of having to be fast, you'll probably short sell yourself You want to make sure you pay attention to the dimensions. That's the most important part. You know, if you can just get the dimensions out of the broker, like, hey, how tall is this freight? Because if it's 8 feet, 9 feet tall, I'm going to have a lot of wind drag. I'll need more fuel, but you got to be fast. You got to be fast. And this is where the guys with experience are doing. They're not just going to highest rate per mile. They're not just booking all oversized loads. They're booking the loads that get posted immediately, calling on them, putting their best rate, and getting the hell out of there. But this is just a very simple, video. I wanna start doing these weekly. Let me know in the comment section, what would you guys like to see me kind of break down more. This is kind of newer. I know you guys love load board videos, so I want to see from my newer guys, what exactly do you want to learn from the load board. But until next time, if you guys need any help with anything insurance related, I am a full-time insurance agent, where I can help you and assist you in getting your business started. And that's it. Other ways to get in contact with me will be in the description. Referral link for DAT is in the description. Peace.